Before the law was ever written on stone, it was first broken in the dirt. We often speak of the first sin as something quiet, almost personal, a choice made in a garden. But the first fracture between human beings was something else entirely. It was not appetite, it was comparison. And from that comparison, something began to grow. Something Cain chose not to confront. And when it had fully grown, God asked a question, not because he lacked information, but because something deeper was now at stake. "Where is your brother, Abel?" Cain's response is one of the most revealing sentences ever spoken. "I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper?" In that moment, Cain does something we still do. He creates distance and calls it independence. He separates himself from responsibility. But the question was never about location. It was about relationship, because long before the act in the field, something had already gone wrong within him. He was warned. He was told what was rising. He was given a chance to confront it. But instead, he carried it alone, and what we refuse to confront does not disappear. It grows. To understand the weight of his answer, we must understand the word he used. Keeper. In the language of the text, the word is shamar. It means to guard, to watch, to keep, to protect. It is the word used for a watchman on a wall, one who stays awake, so another can sleep. It carries the idea of attention, of responsibility, of care that does not turn away. So when Cain asks, "Am I my brother's keeper?" he is not asking a simple question. He is asking, am I meant to watch over him? Am I responsible for the life next to me? And in that moment, he chooses to step away. He chooses to stand alone. And in doing so, he loses more than a brother. God answers him, not with argument, but with revelation. "The voice of your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground." Because what was lost was not just a life. It was everything that life would have become, a future, a lineage, possibilities, now silenced. Cain thought he was removing a problem, but in reality, he was destroying something far greater, and in doing so, he became a fugitive, not just from the land, but from himself. And now, the question returns, not to Cain, but to us. Where is your brother? Not just in crisis, but in the everyday. Who have you ignored? Who have you distanced yourself from? Who exists within your reach, but outside your concern? Because responsibility is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is simply presence. Sometimes it is choosing not to look away. Cain answered with distance, "I do not know." But the question remains not as accusation, but as invitation. You were never meant to stand alone. You were meant to guard, to watch, to remain. So answer it, not quickly, not defensively, but honestly. Where is your brother?